Hey yogis, welcome to today's session. Today we're going to focus on the core, so really strengthening the core from all corners. So you won't need any props today, just yourself and your mat. When you're ready, let's get going. So we're going to start today lying back. Make your way down onto your mat and just hug your knees into the chest. Just take a quick moment to settle into the space, onto your mat. Tune in with the breath. So we're going to dive in right from the beginning today. We won't do a long warm up. I want you to feel your core working immediately. Good, let's just prepare the core. So we'll do a quick supine twist. Allow both knees to drop over to the left hand side and the arms reach out to the side. You can straighten the arms or keep them in this cactus shape. And just feel the nice twist in the spine. And we'll go to the other side. Come back to center with the legs. And then release the knees over to the right hand side. Good, bring it back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. And we're going to dive right in now. So we're going to do alternating leg lifts. And you can either keep the hands next to you or bring them underneath the glutes, just below the lower back, that hip bone for support. Especially if you're struggling a bit with the lower back, then place your hands there for support. So choose whatever variation works for you and then straighten out both legs to the ceiling. And we're going to start, we're going to do 20. So first drop that right leg down. And then lift it back up and release the left leg down. Almost doing the scissor motion. Good, we're going to keep going. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Hug knees into chest. That should warm you up quite quickly. And now we're going straight into the obliques. So straighten out the legs. Come onto your left hand side, onto that left elbow. Stack the feet one on top of the other. And we're going to lift that left hip off the floor. Reach the right arm up. And we're going to do 5 dips here. So release the left hip to the floor and lift it up. We'll do 4 more. So dip and lift for 3, 2, 1. Lift it up, maybe reach it a little higher. 1 breath here. And we release it down and move over to the other side. Come onto the right elbow, feet are stacked again. And we lift that right hip off the floor. Reach the left arm up to the sky. And again, we do 5 dips. So move down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up. Hold it here. Good. And release it down. Well done. Make your way back onto your mat. Hug knees into chest. And catch your breath. Okay, from here we're going to do some fun core lifts. Fun core lifts. So you're going to straighten out the legs again and reach them up to the ceiling. So you can allow the legs to come toward you, but what you want to do is to lift as much of your spine off the ground. So you're going to take momentum, reach up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug knees into chest. Good. I promised you we would start with a bang, and we definitely did. Well, I think so at least. Okay, drop the soles of the feet down to the floor. We're going into a bridge pose. Start to activate the spine here. Hands are next to your side, and you want the heels in close enough that you can touch them with the fingertips. From here, we're going to start lifting the hips up to the ceiling, bringing the chest toward the chin. And we'll take 3 breaths here. Nice. Slowly release down, starting at the top of the spine, rolling down 1 vertebra at a time. Make it slow, make it juicy, and we release down. From here, we'll transition into a boat pose. So you want to get a bit of momentum so that you can balance on your hip bones. So kick those legs up, round through the back, roll up and balance. Let's do 3 roly-polies just because it's fun. So roll back, kick the legs up, and see if you can balance. Twice more. Knock the wind out of myself there. Last one. And back and balance. You can bring the hands next to your legs. If you're feeling like Chuck Norris, you can straighten out the legs. I'm going to keep them bent today. And we'll do 3 rounds of dynamics here. So bring both hands over to the left hand side, then bring them back to center, then both arms over to the right hand side, and back to center. Twice more, over to the left, center, right, center, left, center, and right, and center. Nice. Cross the legs and make your way onto all fours. A bit of a breather here. It's getting quite cold in South Africa, so this is nice to heat up a little bit. We're going to do 5 rounds of cat-cow. So you can take an inhale, drop the belly to the floor, the bum and the crown of the head to the ceiling. As you exhale, round through the back, tuck the chin and the hips. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. 3 more. Move with your own breath. Inhale, we arch, and exhale, we round. And we meet in neutral back. Let's make our way into our first downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under and send the hips up to the sky. You can walk the legs out a little here. Hammies will probably still be tight. Good. I always love to do a bit of intuitive movements in my first downward facing dog, just to feel into my body and into all the muscles. And now let's just take a moment to be still in our down dog, so not moving too much, just feeling the nice deep stretch. Nice, and then we'll make our way to the front of the mat. Just walk the feet forward, allow the feet to be hip width distance apart, release down into a forward fold. And then we'll roll up 1 vertebra at a time, all the way up to standing. Good. We'll do 2 sun salutations just to wake up the whole body. So the feet are hip width distance apart. Come to the front of your mat and we'll begin. Inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe include a little back bend here, sending the arms behind you. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. exhale, forward fold, step back with the right leg, then the left coming into plank. Now you can drop onto the knees for support here, otherwise you can release down in a straight line all the way to the floor. Point the toes, inhale, roll shoulders back, crown of the head to the ceiling for cobra. Exhale, release down, tuck the toes under, and we meet in downward facing dog. Okay, from here we're going to find a creative way to step forward in between the hands. I call this attacking scorpion, but I'm sure it's not the right name. I couldn't actually find the name, so let's just go with attacking scorpion because it reminds me of it. Okay, so inhale, reach that right leg up to the sky, bend through the knees, so you're kind of drawing the toes toward the head. Then you move forward into a plank pose and draw the head back toward the toes. Good, and then we step that right foot forward in between the hands. If it felt weird and difficult, don't worry, it's just a fun transition. Then step that left foot to the front, come into your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead, reach the hands back behind you, back bend. And exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll do that on the other side again. So take an inhale, reach, arms up, hands draw behind you, back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, step back, left leg. Then the right, coming into plank. And make your way down to the floor. Take an inhale, roll shoulders back, point the toes, crown of the head to the ceiling. And as we exhale, we make our way into downward facing dog. Just take a breath here. And we'll move into our attacking scorpion. So inhale, reach the left leg up, bend through the knee. Come into plank pose, draw the head back. And we step that left foot forward in between the hands. Right foot to meet into forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach, arms up. Back bend here. And exhale, hands to heart center. Nice, we're going to take a flow now just to make our way back onto the knees. So inhale, reach the arms up. Gentle back bend again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And just step back into your plank pose. And from there, drop down onto the knees. We're going to do core crunches now. So if you have any discomfort in your knees, you can take a blanket or a foam or anything soft just to place your knee on. When you have what you need, just set yourself up in a nice tabletop, wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. We're going to stabilize through that left knee and send the right leg out behind us. So you can do it with just the leg if you find that your stability is a bit off today. Otherwise, if you want to increase the challenge, you can reach the left arm out next to the ear. We're going to take an inhale here and exhale, bring elbow to knee. If you're using just your knee, you're just going to draw it in without the hand. And then we inhale again, reach and exhale. Knee to elbow. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. And then go back to lifting the arm and the leg. From here, we're going to see if we can go into a tiger pose. So bend through that right knee, wrap the left arm around. Maybe you can grab hold of the ankle or the foot, and then you want to reach that leg up to the ceiling, and as you reach it up, it will pull you into a back bend, looking straight ahead. Bit of a balance challenge here as well. One more breath, you got this. And release it out. Good. To the other side. Let's go ahead and extend the left leg out. So either staying here or reaching the right arm next to the ear. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the knee in. If you have the arm extended, crunch the elbow to the knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, crunch. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Extend the arm and the leg again. Bend through the left knee. Wrap the right arm around. Grab hold of the foot or the ankle. And then we're going to reach that foot up to the sky. And that will pull us into our back bend. Look straight ahead. And release it down. Good. Let's take a quick breather. Allow the spine and the core to release a little. And we'll go into thread the needle from here. So thread the right hand behind the left hand. Bring the right shoulder down to the floor. Head releases down to the floor. So you can either stay here with the left hand next to your face, or you can reach the arm up and overhead. Makes no difference, just depends on what's comfortable for you. And we'll be here for about 3 breaths. Good, we'll go to the other side, so bring that left hand next to the face again if you had it extended. Come up onto all fours again and we'll move to the other side. Thread the left hand behind the right, bring left shoulder down to the floor, release the head down, right hand stays next to the face, or you reach it up and over to the short side of the mat. And we release out, bring the right hand back if you had it extended, and we come back onto all fours. From here we're just going to go into a quick back activation again, locust pose. I love this pose, very strong. So release down onto the floor completely, bring your hands next to your side. You can release the head down just for a moment, settle in. And then we're going to peel the head and the chest off the floor, reach the arms back toward the feet, and then start lifting the feet and the legs off the floor. And you keep drawing the arms back and keep lifting the feet higher, looking straight ahead. 3 breaths here. And we release down, hands next to the chest, tuck the toes under, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. So we're going to do a bit of a spiced up down dog here, and going to go into a twist. So you want to shorten the down dog for this twist. Maybe just walk the feet in about half or a full foot length away, just so that the stance is a bit narrower. And then we're going to bend through the knees, through both knees. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left ankle. Grab hold of the leg and then start to straighten out the legs so that it pulls you into a twist and you look underneath the left armpit. This should give you a nice stretch in that right shoulder blade. Can be a challenging pose. Let's release, bring the right hand back to neutral, and we'll transition to the other side. So bend through the knees again. This time the left hand comes to the outside of the right ankle, and we start to straighten out both legs, pulling the torso into a twist. And we look underneath the right armpit. And we release out and make our way onto the knees again. Good. From here we're going to move into camel pose, just to activate the spine one last time. So you can come onto the knees, keep the toes tucked under, and we'll do the light version first. So you can bring the hands onto the hip bones. So maybe allow the fingers to face up. If that's uncomfortable on the wrists, you can always let them rest down as well. Just gives you a bit more support if the fingers are reaching up. Then we're going to inhale and roll the shoulders back, puff the chest, push the hips forward, and look up to the ceiling. And gently release out. We'll take a quick counter pose. Allow the feet to be flat on the floor. Sit back. Just drop the forehead or the crown of the head to the floor and the arms release next to your side. And slowly we move back onto the knees and tuck the toes under again. Alright, you have the option here to again do the light camel version, or you can go into a full camel pose if you feel like your back is ready to go there. So if you're doing light, you just go to the pose we did before. Otherwise, you can start to reach back, bringing the hands onto the heels, puffing the chest and looking up to the ceiling. Can stay here if this is good enough for you. Otherwise, if you want to go a bit deeper, you can come onto the tops of the feet and then place the hands onto the soles of the feet. Good. Keep pressing the hips forward and puffing the chest. Now when you come out of the pose, don't lead with the head. Let the head come up last. So you're going to reach the chest forward and then lift the head up. Whew, I always get a little lightheaded when I come out of this pose. Let's go into a counter pose. So drop down onto the heels again, forehead or crown of the head to the floor, and reach the arms next to the side. Gently release out. We'll just go into a passive forward fold from here. So you can cross through the legs or send them out to the side just to come to a seated position. And we're going to make this nice and relaxing and passive. If you have to have a bend in the knees, that's fine. And today we're not going to focus too much on keeping the back straight because we've done a lot of work. We want to give it that counter stretch. So we're going to allow the back to round and just release forward. The arms can be relaxed next to the side. And this should feel really good. This is our last pose before we go into Shavasana. So you can start to close your eyes here and just move into the mind space of relaxation. And slowly we roll up and make our way into a quick 3-minute Shavasana. You deserved. So you're going to lie all the way back down. The feet are about mat width distance apart. The arms are next to the side. A bit of space between the arms and the torso. Palms of the hands face up. And just get yourself nice and comfortable. Allow the breath to settle down. And just take a moment to be really grateful for your body. Even if you were struggling and huffing and puffing today, and even if it feels like you only did some of the poses half, it's still amazing that you're able to show up for this session and to be on your mat and that you're able to move. We're usually so hard on our bodies, we only really notice it when we can't do something or if there's something wrong with our bodies. And we very rarely take note when everything is perfect. We don't really acknowledge how the body is working tirelessly around the clock to keep us alive, to fight off anything that shouldn't be in our bodies. And we're not always so kind. We don't always feed it the right things. I know I definitely don't. And we don't always treat it right, and still it works very hard to serve us without complaints. So even if everything is not perfect with your body right now, just take a moment to thank all the systems. Thank this beautiful piece of engineering for working so hard to keep you alive and for working so hard to give you the best quality of life that it can. And then settle into stillness. If you want to stay here a bit longer, you're more than welcome. Take whatever time you need. Otherwise, if you're ready to slowly come out, you can start to deepen the breath. Invite sensation back into the body by moving the toes and fingers. Take a deep inhalation, stretch the arms up overhead. And stretch through the toes, waking up the whole body. As you exhale, hug both knees into chest. Give yourself a nice hug. And then in your own way, you can make your way back up to seated, keeping the eyes closed and bringing hands to heart center. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be protected from inner and outer dangers. May you be healthy in body and mind. May you be happy and find true peace. Namaste. Thank you, yogis, for joining me for this sort of power yoga session, I would say, today. I hope you know where your core is now and that you felt it activating. It was awesome spending time with you again today. And as always, just a quick reminder again, if you're into personal development, be sure to go and check out my channel. I release a personal development podcast episode every Tuesday. Thank you so much for spending time with me and with your mat and for putting in the work. Your body thanks you as well. And I will see you again in the next video. Namaste.